Is the Stonehenge crop circle that was reported on June 30th, 2024 a poorly executed star, or does its imperfect short arm express a sophisticated geometric relationship with its environment? Many people have seen this crop circle as a simple variation on the star design, but with a little imperfection. One of the star arms is a little shorter than the rest, but it's not so much that you really notice. There's good reason to ignore something like this because sometimes the photos are taken at a slight angle, which causes minor deviations from perfect in the photos. I'm going to walk you through my geometric process and observations so that you can make the discernment as to whether or not the Stonehenge pentagram is a true crop circle or just an imperfect hoax. Along the way, I hope to inspire you to use dreams as a creative problem-solving tool, just as I use lucid dreaming to learn crop circle geometry. When I pointed out the discrepancy, the Geometry of Crop Circles Facebook page said that they noticed it, but they didn't want to comment and felt that it may or may not be grounds to dismiss this as a hoax. Other people suggest that it was a hoax. The Croppy, which is a blog established in 2015 to cover all things crop circles in Britain, made these strong statements about the Stonehenge pentagram. The second crop circle of the domestic season, one at Winterbourne, Stoke Down, that we will confidently call out as a hoax, is as much of a S-show as anything that we have observed in recent times. However, my dreams in the geometry have more to say. What that is, I'll let you decide. Before we observe the geometry to make our discernments about who or what made this mark, you need to know what I'm doing with a ruler and compass so that you can understand what these geometries may be about. I'm about to present a system of geometric drawing based upon the Vesica Piscis, which is the intersection of two circles. From there, I can bisect the diameter of the interior circle. When I draw these larger circles, I can use the intersection points to find the golden ratio. The Stonehenge pentagram uses this construction as a foundation from which you can derive many of the basic proportions. The circle design uses two nested levels of this basic design, which express the principle of fractality. It's also important to note that you can draw these in many different ways. This is only one way of drawing that I'm showing you. While my drawings may seem mathematical, they are actually produced as part of a creative dream practice. Ever since I was a teen who experienced vivid and anomalous dreams like lucid dreaming, sleep paralysis, or out-of-body experience, I have made art about my dreams. Dream characters, who are both dream and real, taught me how to do geometry like this. There's a long history of dreams teaching mathematicians, scientists, and artists. If you're curious about using your dreams for creative problem solving, check out Deidre Barrett's book, The Committee of Sleep. If you want to learn lucid dream practices like I did to learn this geometry, download the Dreamwell mobile app where I guide you to your first lucid dream or creative dream through short daily insights that take less than a few minutes. My dream strongly pointed to the Stonehenge pentagram, even though I found it was hard to draw and I often wanted to give up. In fact, it's woken me up twice at 3 a.m. to work with it. I'm making this video as a final documentation, I hope, of my initial work. My drawings will not be perfect, nor are my observations conclusive. While it is clear to me that the Stonehenge pentagram is highly geometric, perhaps even a true crop circle, it is intentionally imperfect throughout the design. Remember the process of fractality where we can nest the entire construction within itself over and over? True crop circles often express fractality through their design. The Stonehenge pentagram seems to fractally express the imperfection that made everyone complain about the shorter arm. Most elements and themes in this design have a similar imperfection that draws you in. The imperfection makes you curious. Why is that arm shorter when the others are perfect? The design eludes me even though my office is littered with hundreds of different drawings. The circle continues to say, close but not quite. maybe just one more drawing. Even though I will not produce a final design, I am confident that this circle expresses geometric precision. The arm is shorter on purpose, which I believe relates the entire figure with the grass circle to the right. The theme of this crop circle is the forgotten. It is the things that stick out, like that circle. Like how the little arm of the Stonehenge Pentagram just barely goes into the track circle around the grass. It is about working with what is present, then accommodating it into yourself at all layers. The design is about tuning frequencies. The Stonehenge Pentagram is a portal. You enter through the green earth that man's straight-line agriculture does not touch. It is about finding balance with the aspects of life that make you curious and perhaps a bit obsessed in a negative way. My wife said that this design is pointing to the same thing that musical tunings point to. There was a conspiracy that the musical note A was tuned to 440 instead of a natural 432 because it made people more warlike and controllable. I wouldn't be surprised if this crop circle were literally about that as well, but that's a subject for another video. Let's explore the designs first, then we'll make some observations. The Stonehenge Pentagram crop circle is composed of a single figure that is placed next to a circular landscape feature. The arms of the pentagram have half circles that appear like sine waves. The arm that points to the grass circle is slightly smaller than the other ones, which is the central imperfection of the design that inspires the curiosity that contextualizes its imperfection in relationship to the circular grass and the track features it points to. Here is a simple geometric drawing that describes the entire figure. Don't worry if it doesn't make sense right now, we'll go through it together. The drawing is based on the framework that I showed you before. As you can see, one circle fits the circular track perfectly, and the other circle nearly contains the pentagram. Here is a geometric drawing of the shorter arm. In order to draw the larger arms, you use the same procedure. I simply scale the image up in my graphics program to test if that's the case, which it is. When you move the drawing of that arm onto the grass circle, you can see that the size of the grass and the track circle are very similar to meaningful circles in the drawing. There's something very special about the placement of the pentagram, its short arm, and the track and the grass circles. Here is the image that proves to me that the grass circle and the pentagram are related. I copy-pasted the pentagram, moved it onto the grass circle, then rotated it so that the short arms line up. If you continue the chain in this way, you would get a larger figure. I wonder if you continued this process, what would be drawn upon the map? It makes sense that there may be a connection to Stonehenge, either on the map or if you overlay the geometries on Stonehenge itself. The track and the grass circle reminds me of the multiple circles of Stonehenge. What do you think? Let me know what you find in the comments below. Let's review the geometry. The pentagram is related to the grass and track circles in meaningful ways. This is the geometric drawing that I made to relate both circles together within a larger circle. It's not perfect, but it's close enough for my initial exploration. Like all my recent work, it's based on the Vesica Piscis and the golden ratio. You can see that the basic circles and the orientation of the pentagram can be set up from that framework. The design nests the framework in equal ratio so that the initial circle for the pentagram and the grass feature are equal. This drawing describes the pentagram and one of its arms. Again, it uses the framework based on the Vesica Piscis and the golden ratio. In this case, the framework is nested in the golden ratio as opposed to the equal ratio for the first drawing that placed the initial circles. Given the two drawings I've shown you, it looks like I could draw the whole figure, but that's not actually the case. I haven't yet found the trick of drawing everything perfectly all together. I'd need a bigger sheet of paper to keep going, which is why I'm presenting my findings in this piecemeal way. I've paused now that I've found an image that expresses the geometric message of the Stonehenge Pentagram. What do you think? Is this message geometric proof for the authenticity of the Stonehenge Pentagram as a true crop circle? If you found this content valuable, please like, subscribe, or comment below. Those actions really help my channel. If you connected with geometry or dreams, you may reach out to me at daniel@dseti.org. May you dream well.